Happy New Year and welcome back to my kitchen. We are about to cook the Southern traditional classic New Year's dinner. Let me show you how we do it in the South, Atlanta, Georgia. Our black eyed peas, good luck, white rice for prosperity, pork loin. But we're not looking back at 2022. Mustard greens and some turnip greens mixed with a turkey neck. Money all year long. So let's get into this kitchen. Now bring the heat up to about a 4. All right, and here we have our smoked meat. We have some smoked neck bones, and it's technically already cooked because it's been smoked already. But just because I am who I am, I'm my mama's child, I'm gonna go ahead and rinse it off as well. And I'm gonna use this smoked meat for both my greens and my black eyed peas. So we're gonna use the entire pack. All right, so now we got our meat in our pot. We got our heat on 4. And we're gonna let this go ahead and come to a boil. Once it comes to a boil, we'll then go ahead and add our greens. Ooh, Ebony, it's too soon. Take your time, girl, take your time. All right, we're gonna also add some chicken broth for that flavor. Yeah, just like that. All right, so shallots are an elevated onion. And I'm adding oil so I can saute my shallots. About 3 tablespoons. And turn the heat up to about 3. So chicken broth and the turkey necks are rocking and rolling. So we're gonna add in those shallots and let that go ahead and simmer for a while. And you know me, so we gotta add a teaspoon of that minced garlic because what is vegetables without garlic? Ooh, hold on now. The oil is popping. The oil is popping. Turn that heat down, y'all. Make sure it's like on 2. Okay, it's on 2. And why does my pan look so ashy? That is crazy. It didn't look that ashy when I was using it. But anyway, add in a handful of the remainder of the shallots. We are going to go ahead and saute the shallots until they are translucent. And keep your eye on the pots, okay? We don't want anything to be burning. As a cook, you have to be attentive. I have got distracted before, and it did not turn out well. All right, so now we're gonna go ahead and add in our chicken broth because it's about time to get this party going. So I realized I've been using neck bones, y'all, not turkey necks. My soon-to-be husband don't eat pork, but last time I checked, neck bones was pork. And he was with me when I bought this. He the one who don't like pork, talking about his head be hurting, but he ain't complaining about no headache yet. Now let's add in the seasoning. And I'm real mad my microphone went out because I was talking the whole way through. This is cayenne pepper. And there is our onion powder. And I'm gonna measure based off my eyes. And then we'll add some Cavender's Greek seasoning. Red pepper flakes. It's the garlic powder. Cajun seasoning. Stop your mamas. Kosher salt, okay? Because kosher salt, it don't make your food that saucy. You want to give it a mix because you want to make sure that you got everything is blended well. Add some more chicken broth. And I'm doing this for the beginners or the rushers. So now I'm adding in my frozen I was in a rush. I was with my family all New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. So when I got back home, it was a little late. And so then I also added my mustards. And if you want to do bagged ones, it's already chopped, or you want to do the canned ones, listen, do what you got to do. It got the job done. My mama said she enjoyed this, and she real critical. And so she gonna always keep it a buck. Mash it down and mix it well, because we do want our flavors to be thorough. This ingredient can be a little controversial. However, I added white vinegar and it did my dish some justice. If you have not tried it, give it a try before you knock it. I'm telling you. All right, so this may be a little contradictory because I am adding 2 tablespoons of white sugar, which does cut the acidity. However, turnips are naturally sweet, so I went ahead and just added a little enhancement. And of course, mix it up. All right, so those neck bones up here checking and jiving. Y'all, who am I? What? Checking and jiving. Okay, anyway, what is a vegetable without garlic? Now it's time to get our seasoning ready for our black eyed peas. And I use the same seasonings. We have cayenne pepper. So let me tell you about this seasoning I had got from a little country store in between Florida and Alabama. Collard green seasoning. I don't use it that often. I didn't use it today because I'm not using collard greens at all, but I always look at the ingredients to see what they actually have in there. And a lot of the seasonings I use anyway, but this is a good keep to have if you want to up your collard green game. So back to the black eyed peas, I added in some onion powder. We also got some Cavender's Greek seasoning, along with some red pepper flakes. And of course, Slap Your Mama's spicy Cajun blend. Even though I used minced garlic, I'm gonna always use garlic powder as well. And a little bit of kosher salt. I'm gonna use that fresh grated black pepper every time. We needed a little bit of chicken broth because, again, we are gonna be boiling these black eyed peas. Then, of course, mix all of our seasonings up very well so that everything can be very thorough, like we like it. And here we have our pork loin and our rubs that we're gonna be using to season. It's not that big. I'm gonna mix in this firecracker seasoning. With this barbecue rub from Fox Bros. So I'm gonna keep it very simple. Add a little bit of salt to it. It has brown sugar, but I'm gonna add more brown sugar. All right, so now let's add our black eyed peas. And again, if you didn't catch it earlier, we are doing a simplified version of the New Year's meal, and it is frozen. Later on, I will do a actual video on how to do this from scratch, but that's not today. All right, so go ahead and mix that up and then put a top on it. Let it cook for about 30 minutes to 45 minutes, depending on how tender you want them. I don't like my black eyed peas mushy, so I like a little bit of a slight crunch. So I don't cook them for more than 45 minutes. All right, so here are our seasonings. I did go ahead and mix in the containers I had showed you guys earlier, along with some brown sugar. And there you have it, our dry seasoning. And I know how you girls love to tussle. but you don't have to wash your meat, but I did. And then I went ahead and got a napkin and pat dry. I also trimmed some of the fat off, but I did keep most of it because it does render a lot of the oil and the flavor. Because I do want to sear this bad boy, I did coat it in olive oil first. And here you just see me making sure that the entire pork loin is covered in olive oil. I'm just really putting in a lot of love and just making it feel at home so it can get real comfortable before it gets into my belly. And I'm just putting the seasoning on both sides. I got real sloppy, real nasty with it. And so I did use gloves. The seasoning that you do have, please do not reuse it. You see how I'm going in and out with my gloves. Cross contamination is a thing and it will make you sick. So I did throw this out later. You can't tell me that don't look good. Like, you can't even question what this turned out to be. Like, you know, I did my thing when it came to this meal. And every meal I bring to y'all. Like, if you follow my steps, although I don't give exact measurements, but you see what I'm doing. If you just follow my lead, baby. Now it's time to make our sauce. I added in half a stick of butter. I melted it down first. I don't know if y'all ever did those baby shower meatballs, but grape jelly is a key component. So I did add in some grape jelly. It keeps it very sweet. I want like a sweet, spicy kind of flavor. Keyword sweet. So I added in some brown sugar. And I gave it a whisk because I don't want anything to stick. I'm trying to avoid anything burning to the bottom. I added in some honey. I still wanted it to be very much savory, so I added in some A1 sauce. I love me some A1 sauce. Y'all, I went a little crazy with W sauce, but you ain't gotta use that much. And don't forget to continue to whisk. We are trying to maintain the integrity of this sauce. And then we added a dab of soy sauce. Soy sauce is kind of salty, so don't use too much of that. And then I added some Dijon mustard. And a small amount of apple cider vinegar. And this Big Red's hot sauce, we got this from a chili cook-off a few months ago, and the flavor is immaculate. And I also added some Steppy Mama's red pepper sauce. Honestly, I couldn't decide if I wanted to leave it out or not, but it is so good. And of course, I used a teaspoon of minced garlic because who would I be if I did not? Now go ahead and give it a whisk of all the seasonings that we did just combine together. All right, so we have our pan for our pork loin that we have seasoned all the way up. And we have also used our pan or use any type of non-stick spray to get it ready to place the pork loin into. And I went ahead and brushed over to make sure all the flavors were evenly distributed. I did forget to go ahead and sear it before I put the sauce on it, but no fret because we have additional sauce on the side. But I did go ahead and get a pan ready with some cooking oil, and I seared the pork loin on both sides. And then with the sauce I had on the side, I went ahead and applied more to the pork loin. And this is what we have before it goes into the oven. Pork needs to be at least 170 degrees internally. And you see we have exceeded that, so it's ready. So again, for the people who do not remember, this is a very quick meal. So we are using Uncle Ben's white rice. And I chose Jiffy's honey cornbread because it's really sweet and to the point. My husband-to-be, he made himself a really big breakfast for no reason. So I needed 2 eggs, but I did end up using only 1 egg. Although I did not have that additional egg, it still came out pretty well. Just spread down before you put in your cornbread mixture. I don't know what went wrong with mine. They still tasted amazing. They still look really cute, but I did have a little sticking and I didn't like that. I went ahead and buttered my muffins. Now I went the extra step and I added real honey. So we had real honey butter cornbread muffins. But these are the black eyed peas. I took the meat off the bone and I just went ahead and chopped it up so it can be really bite-sized. And then over here we have the mustard and turnip greens with also the meat chopped up and bite-sized. Muffins in here along with the pork loin and the rice. I put it in a bowl because I already went ahead and cleaned up the kitchen. I got him a little bit of chicken. All right, so we got this all seasoned up. You can do buttermilk and mustard or buttermilk or mustard. I don't have any buttermilk. Seasoned my flour and my baking powder. Baking powder makes it a little crispy. It gives me the shape. Alright, so now I'm going to drop the chicken. Dusting off the additional flour so that we don't have too much burnt flour at the bottom. Because we do want to reuse our grease as much as we possibly can. Okay. This is a complete disaster. Like, plating the food is so important, but honestly, I ain't got it down pat yet, so. And here is the finished product with the chicken. We'll get to my pork in just a second. He really enjoyed this meal, and I tasted that chicken, and I did too. And y'all, this pork loin was so tender. So with our leftover sauce, let's make it saucy. It is safe to say that my fiance thoroughly enjoyed his New Year's meal. You see me? Yeah, get into it. 2023, we made it. I had an amazing holiday season, and now we got this lovely meal. I hope you guys had a wonderful time as well. I'm looking forward to all the blessings. I will be getting married this year. Okay? Mrs. Kidney, please. It's so hot. Girl, your girl was slaving. She did 2 meats and a whole bunch of soul food. Cheers to the new year, and I hope all of your wishes come true. Hope you are surrounded by people you love, goals, making your dreams come true. Thank you for being here in my kitchen today. If you like this video, please go ahead and give me a like. If you wish to see more dishes or cook with me, go ahead and give me a follow. And so that you don't miss any upcoming videos, go ahead and hit that